What the fuck is up? How's it going? I'm out here, no sunglasses, no sunglass judge today. I have them. Right here in case I get scared. But I'm feeling no sunglasses today. How the fuck are you guys doing? We got good stories. Yo, I know we got good stories for when you got too high. Everybody's been too high. I get too high all the time, but I have stories where I've gotten too high to like where it was a problem. Many of them. So I'll tell a bunch. I hope you guys call in and tell a bunch. 540-583-4464. Call in and tell me about when you got a little too sconed. It's happened to the best of us, my friend. Nothing to be ashamed about here. Let's see, that doesn't look long enough, I gotta tell you. Yeah, that looks right. Hope everybody's doing good. Mouth is instantly dry. No sunglasses, that's right. Let's jump into it. We'll hop right on Reddit until we get a call. First person to call gets a forehead kiss. 540-583-4464. That's 540 judging. Let's see. Almost just did a nervous laugh. I felt it. I felt it start to come out of me. Why? That doesn't look right. Trying to play games and listen to music on my laptop, but couldn't figure out why everything sounded so muffled and distant. Over the course of the next 30 minutes, I gradually came to grips with the fact that I'd somehow lost a lot of hearing ability. Thought about all the changes I'd need to make in life. I was contemplating how I was going to tell my family about this and a huge financial burden. I realized I'd unplugged my headphones in my ears. Yeah. I mean, yo, sometimes your shit will be playing loud enough from your phone that you think it's playing faintly from your headphones. That hasn't happened to me in a long time, and it doesn't happen with AirPods, but like with a corded Apple headphone, I can see it. Trying to fix my kick chat on my restream, but that's a story for another time, it looks like. Yeah, man. I've never been so high I thought I was gonna go deaf, but I could see it. I'd like to try. I overdosed on 25i. What is 25i? In Shake Shack, I had a vivid vision of a guy freeing his face in the middle of some mandala or something. That's too high for sure. What did you smoke tonight? I mean, I'm just smoking blunts. I have one right here. Let's do it. Like super high, too high to where it was a problem. I'll do a quick one. I did some 800 milligram edible pills from Andy's Candies. Shout out to Andy's Candies. And I went to go see Bill Burr at a theater in town. And I did not remember any of the show. Like, I remember I went to go see him. And then I was watching his special like 6 months later. And I was like, where have I heard these fucking jokes before? And I could not for the life of me realize like it was from when I went there. I could not remember any of it. That was like one of the only times I've been so high that like I don't remember any of it. Like that almost never happens. I too overdosed on 25i. How are multiple people overdosed? I've never even heard of this shit. I mean, it's a 9-year-old Reddit thread, so we'll never know. All these people are dead now. Half a gram of MDMA over 5 hours. Good grief. I think I just coughed and spit came out. I think everybody might have seen it. No, let's just move on. Nobody say anything about it. Nope, that's way too, okay, too long didn't reeve. Too long, didn't read. A .6 MDMA and at least a bottle of Captain Morgan over an ounce of weed spread out in joints throughout the day. Way too high, but also just, he didn't even say if anything happened. It's not just enough that you got really high. Something else had to happen. Mario already said he wasn't going to call and tell his story, so I'll roll it out. And I think I might have told this once on stream, but we were supposed to go see Currency in San Francisco, and I ate a big ass, it was like a brownie from the club, and I had another one, and I ate the whole thing like right when Mario picked me up, and we're on the way there, and there's like a little connecting bridge. I forget exactly where it is. It's not really in San Francisco. It just is like to get you over, start to move you around the bay, and it's just like a little suspension bridge, and I literally took a little picture like it was the Golden Gate Bridge, and I was like, check me out. I was so high. So then we get there. Mario eats half the other brownie. I eat the other half. So I am 1.5. He's half. We are so fucking high immediately. Like within a half an hour, this fool's like lost. He's so high. We're both so high. We go get some sushi. We cannot find our way back to the venue or where the car is parked. Like literally walking around San Francisco in like an 8-block radius, walking around for probably 2 hours. Could not find our way back to this shit. It was at a main venue. Like there was fucking signage for it. Like we decided, we were like, let's just go kick it in the car for a little bit. We can't wait in line. We're too high. We go to the car. I'm like about to fall asleep. I see this fool Mario throw up in his truck. He's so high. Throws up in his own car. As soon as he throws up, he's like 100% better. He's still high, but like he can manage. So he's like instantly trying to clean out his own shit. I'm just like, oh man. We obviously decided we're not going to the show, so we just start to head home. I completely fall asleep because I'm so high, and I wake up and we're at Walmart in our home, like in Sacramento. It's like I was asleep the whole trip, and then he had already completely cleaned out the truck while we were at Walmart, and he had different clothes on. I was like, please take me home, I guess. Let's go. You. It seems like you fixed everything, so good for you, bro. Shrimp gang. All right, shrimp gang. I'm here for it. This shit's out already. First LSD trip. This is a weed thread. I know it said it's a weed. I guess it says drugs. It just says way too high. I guess I'm on a way too high thread. It's all good. Let me see. Let me see if I got stone ones. One time when I was high stories. That sounds like more on brand for. Oh, we're getting a call. My name is Taylor, and I'm phoning to tell you about my time my friend got so fucking high. Hello, Taylor. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I am very good. Thanks for calling.
So, just to context, you're the only way I actually watch TikTok videos, so thank you for that.
Yes.
Second off, so my friend group hosts this party. We call it the Doof. Don't ask me why. I don't actually know why. And basically, it's a rave in the middle of the bush. Like, we haul in generators and lights and DJ equipment and everything. And we host a party in the middle of the woods every summer. And, sorry, my dog just got the zoomies. And basically, you know, it's a drug fest. Everybody does whatever they want. We're listening to loud music in the middle of nowhere. And my friend took 3 beans of M and proceeded to drink a bottle of tequila. And he was walking around like he was trying to, like, see, but his eyes were closed. But he was completely capable of seeing things. And, like, he'd come up and touch you with his eyes closed, and he'd be like, hi, Taylor. And, like, feel you. It was, like, the strangest fucking thing in the world.
That sounds like if I was also on drugs, that I'd be, like, freaking out. No, that wouldn't be a positive for me. I'd be probably like, open your fucking eyes. You're scaring me.
No, like, honest to God, he was as cool as a fucking cucumber. Like, completely zenned out. He would just come up to you and, like, feel your face and be like, hi. It was so fucking weird.
Don't be touching my face, bro.
However,
Don't do it.
Yeah. at the same time, I was also very high on shrooms and running around with my
that'll do
best
it.
friend and like incapable of like. So my best friend was incapable of figuring out how to pee while she was high on shrooms. So we had to like run around and go to different locations and try and pee. It was quite the evening.
Damn. That's crazy. Like I'm always like the first person to say like I'm really fucked up. Like I'm the first person to admit like, yo, I'm really fucked up. But I'm like usually never making anybody else take care of me. Like, oh, like unless I'm like blackout drunk, pretty much nobody ever has to like really babysit me. Like no matter how fucked up I am, I'm basically just go vibe by myself in the fucking bathroom for 30 minutes if I have to. But like you won't have to take me in there.
Yeah, no, that's like my worst nightmare. I don't ever want to be that person. So I live in Canada, and, you know, cannabis is obviously legal where I am. And so me and my friends went to a dispensary, and we bought some really pungent stuff, and we started smoking. And, like, halfway through smoking this joint, I was like, holy shit, this is strong. And I'm standing there with these two other girls, and this one girl starts going off about how she can like feel the vibrations of the earth, and it's like,
God
this
damn
is
it.
hot, dude. Like, you're not supposed to be this fucking high. Like, what's going on? And so we get inside, and we've got like an array of munchies sitting in front of us, and I'm like ready to dig in. And then I completely lose the ability to speak. Like, I have gone full nonverbal. Anytime I look at my friend, it's just full on uncontrollable giggles. And like, I could not hold a conversation. I couldn't look at anybody. I had to put myself to bed at that point because it was fucked.
See, that's like, it's good for you though. Like at least you had the wherewithal to just be like, go to bed. You know what I mean? But also because you can still go to bed and just be high as fuck in there. You don't even have to go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you just got to separate yourself, and it could go bad, but most of the time it's for the best.
Yeah, I mean, there have been instances where I'm laying in bed and I'm like, holy shit, I am fucking flying right now. Yeah, you just gotta lay there and take it.
I've never lost the ability to speak, but one time I took a bunch of edibles and I was talking so softly, like I could not talk louder. I was just like talking very quietly like this. Like nobody could fucking hear me. And people were like, please speak up. And I could not do it. That's like one of the only times I've been like, I can't, I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sick. Thank you for letting me tell my story.
Awesome. Thanks for calling. Call back some other time too. Well, we have plenty of other drug topics. So they're usually, I think I'm going to start doing drug related ones on Fridays. So come back sometime.
Well, I think there was one a couple weeks ago, or probably it was like almost a month ago, where it was like, tell me a time about how you nearly got arrested. And I had a really funny story.
Oh.
So I'll save that for another time.
Yeah, that'll come back around. So look out for that. Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Lost the ability, couldn't figure out how to pee, couldn't figure out how to talk, giggled themselves out of talking. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. A good starting point for sure. Like what's funny about edibles is like you can be so high that you're scared. Like you can be so high that you are like physically afraid of things. And I like to get there. Like that's the desired effect. That's what I want to happen. All right, if you have a really high edible story or just getting high, sometimes like just being high is enough. With like the first couple years that you're smoking weed, you can act like a complete idiot just being out and about while you're high. Like I have pocket called whoever I was dating and complained about them at length to the people I was with, and they just heard everything on the other end just because I'm high. Like I'm gonna fuck my whole shit up just because I smoked a blunt in the car with 3 dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Like the worst things happen just because you're inattentive and you just don't care. Edibles immobilize me. Oh yeah, for sure. Happens to the best of us, my friend. very easy to get weed here. The best. See, that one's almost not too long. One time when I was high, I had to take the train home after visiting my then boyfriend for a week. We both got stoned beforehand, and he made a point to get me really, really high. So the train ride, she said that in a way that it sounded sinister, like, and he made sure I got really high, like, but I don't like the way I read it. Maybe wouldn't be so. Oh, so the train ride wouldn't be so mundane, I guess. Sounds like it's gonna be like. Here's the thing: when I used to get high and have to go into public, I would be fucking scared. Like, I am like a very talkative and outgoing person, but also sometimes I would just be so high that I would be out like in Walmart and I would be ready to die in there. Like, fuck being on a train though. I couldn't do that. Being so stoned that I just stared out the train when it stopped at the station, almost missing it, till he shoved me through the gate and yelled, "Get on the train." That's so funny. Staggered on the train and plopped myself down on the nearest seat, too stoned to move. The attendants began moving through the aisle to check tickets, and I had no idea why they were being so kind and attentive to me. Tried to comprehend their request to scan my ticket. Few hours later, I was finally getting my mind out of space. That's so long to be high. A couple hours from... I mean, I guess that's normal. That's why you smoke weed, is so you can be high for a couple hours, but like, she almost didn't make it home. If her man hadn't shoved her into the train, she wouldn't have made it. Got baked. I have maybe never said that I got baked in my life. That's that's a wild thing to say. Jerome. Jerome's a pretty good name, man. What's up, dude? Thanks for calling. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Curious your thoughts about Baby Gronk.
Baby Gronk?
Yeah, he was raised up by Livy.
I think Gronk is banging the girl that's the host of Wipeout, and I think I learned that because I was high yesterday watching Wipeout on Hulu. So that's as much as
I'm talking about Baby Gronk, who was raised up by Livy, and now they're saying he's the new drip king.
Is that you, Sean?
Hmm?
I don't know. I just put my ear up to the microphone.
Yeah.
Like that was gonna help me hear it.
No. I'm just curious if you think that Baby Gronk really is the new drip king, or is he, just getting raised up by Livy?
I guess he's the new drip king. Sure, that's fine with me. I can sign on for that.
All right. Great. Thank you.
You're very welcome, dude. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
You just got a free cameo out of me. That's how it goes. Yo, so this is gonna sound so fucking stupid, but one time I went to buy a cameo and and they were like, "Hey, sign in, like make an account or log in with Instagram." And to save time, I logged in with my Instagram. Since I had followers on Instagram, they made me like a fucking creator account on Cameo. So like you can go and book a cameo from me and I will say whatever stupid shit you pay me $5 to say. That's how it goes. That's what it's for. But what's worse is people have actually done it and people use this shit. Like, I am not somebody you would ever find and pay to say anything. So like for them to do that is, I've gotten booked like 45 times. I've only done it like half the time because I'm stupid. And no, that's mostly it. I'm just dumb. And so I haven't done, but then like I would just like wait till the very last minute. They're about to expire. I'll fucking get super high and try to do a cameo. I send it to them. I'll look like shit. Then they put this shit on like fucking YouTube for their small business. There's a bunch of them on there. I just found them randomly the other day. Who's that for? Who was buying that for? You're a shitty friend if you buy your friend a cameo from me. Like, that's a really shitty thing to do. I encourage you to do it, but that's a shitty thing to do. one time I took it. Bro, that time that you took all that acid and got really scared, like that was one of the almost the only times I ever didn't have fun on acid. Like we went back to my house and it was fine. Like, and I was still having fun no matter how scared you were, but like you were really bumming me out. And only the fact that you gave me extra acid before you got picked up and left made it better. Like I was happy to take care of you, but I'll never do that for anyone else again. Somebody else like needed that much help when they were on acid with me, they would just have to die. They'll just have to die because I have to do my own thing, baby. You were not fine. You were not fine. You were as scared as I've ever seen somebody be from hallucinogens. You were having as close to what I would call a bad trip as anyone's ever had in front of me, for sure. Baked one night out on the beach, as I did many nights. That's a ridiculous way to start a story. We were too fucked up then too. I'm not reading all this shit. I too long didn't read. My friend and I were mistaken for stray dogs on a beach. Guess what? If you're mistaken for stray dogs, you might get killed. People kill stray dogs. People do all kinds of crazy things to stray dogs. They get caught. That means you can end up with the dog catcher. Sounds dangerous. I would never go to the beach after hours. The beach is full of fucking like weirdos during the day. Crazy people are at the beach, and it's like you can step on a needle at the beach at 1 p.m. So you don't need to be there at 1 a.m. because the people who live at the beach are there at 1 a.m. You don't ever need to go to the beach that late. And you never need to go in the ocean at night. Like, what are we talking about? Don't go to the beach at night. Call in. Tell me about a time that you got too high. I'm pretty high right now. 540-583-4464. And let me judge you about it. Oh, I blew smoke in front of the green screen. You guys almost saw. You almost saw what it looks like in here. Yo, who's playing the new Fortnite season? Anybody? I am. Maybe a good time to say, use my code if you are buying that. Oh, I had this shit spun down on the mic. I know nobody heard shit for a while. All right, I fixed it now, so we'll see. Too long didn't read. My friend and I met a talking dog on the beach. Do you think he met the guy from the last story? My friend and I got mistaken for stray dogs on a beach. My friend and I met talking on a beach. I'm not going to read either story, and I hope that they didn't orchestrate that and play me for a fool, but I'll continue to think that those are the same guys. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Chilling, man. I want you to know I'm wearing a shirt right now that says "Let's join a cult," and it has the Kool-Aid Man on it.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's sick, right? Anyway,
and also, I like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and then you die. You know what I mean? It's like a Jim Jones reference. Pretty sick.
Well, I get that it has negative cult connotations, but as far as like a joke T-shirt, I think the cult joke is funny, but also I do enjoy Kool-Aid, so it's like it would just do a twofer for me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did for me.
I get it,
man. So one time I definitely took shrooms, but it was actually the first time I ever took shrooms, and I can tell you that I wasn't ready for it. Was not ready for it. Was not ready for that kind of high. I wouldn't. Yeah, man. Basically, it's like this. I eat the shrooms, and you know, like the first time you eat shrooms, you're like, man, this shit ain't shit, bro. This shit is not hitting. This shit does not work. Shrooms are stupid. Oh, bro.
And then your tummy starts to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like 16 watching Degrassi. You know what I mean? That was around the time where Degrassi was like showed on Teen Nick, like from the time I got off school to the time I went to sleep. So I'm
It was the
chilling on a
Degrassi
weekend
channel.
on a Friday night. On a Friday night watching all these fucking teen like dramas and problems, and then there's like music videos in between. It's like the Jonas Brothers and all type of weird shit. But let's just put it this way. As soon as like some really serious shit started happening, I started to notice that I'm like seeing things very funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I started to notice like maybe like smiles are just a little bit more smiley and frowns are just a little bit more frowny. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you
mean. The expressions on their face are like turning up to like the maximum. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
here's the thing, like any expression turned up that much is bad. Like even a smile turned up to 10 is not a good smile. Like, you know, so there's none of it's good. None of it's good.
So I'm just like, whoa, I'm high and it's working. And this is weird.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool. So I start walking around my house. You know, I'm Mexican, so I got those carpets in my house where they're like, hello, you know, they got all this shit on it.
Yeah, patterns.
I'm like looking at the carpet, walking through my house, like, whoa, this shit is crazy. And like maybe 3 hours later, I'm just like, yeah, it's not stopping, and it's getting more and more intense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I didn't know what anxiety was when I was 16 years old. I didn't know why I was scared. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know why everything suddenly got scary. You know what I'm saying?
You're just very, very scared. That's understandable.
Yeah, I got fucking freaked out, dude. And then, like, I remember, like, I thought, like, this is the only time when I've, like, been on psychedelics. You know, I'm, like, on a psychedelic kick right now, so. I thought to myself, like, holy shit, what if I stay like this forever? And then I'm telling you right now, as soon as I thought that in my head, it, like, did the movie thing where it was, like, forever.
Forever.
And then my heart just started, and I'm like, oh no. And I just remember I didn't want to tell my dad. So the nigga's like sleeping in his room, and I didn't want to tell him it's like 3 a.m. now, and I was just like, shit, oh, fuck, bro. And then I remember like, and still even to this day I do this. Like if I'm like loaded on some psychedelics or some shit, I always want to smoke a cigarette because for some reason I think that's like it's gonna make me feel normal.
It will. No, a cigarette will straighten you out. You could be in the throes of the worst crisis of your life and have been just dosed with heroin, but if you smoked a cigarette, like you have 5 minutes where you're gonna get to think things through for a second. That's a good instinct to have. You could honestly not murder someone you wanted to kill if you would just smoke a cigarette real quick.
Oh yeah, believe me. Anytime I've like gotten to an argument at work and then somebody's like, "Let's go smoke a cigarette," I'm like, "I don't even smoke cigarettes." It's like, okay,
all right,
you feel me? It's like,
yeah, all right,
let's go do that.
It's very much like cocaine in the sense that for like 1 second you're like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, but I've never had a fucking bad time on cocaine.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's always the greatest time. Fuck, dude, like that first time I ever did shrooms was like the scariest time of my life. I didn't know what anxiety was, so like I'm tripping out. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know about like trip stoppers. You feel me? Like Xanaxes and shit. I don't know nothing about this. I'm just having to fucking. Basically, what I did was lay in my bed trembling and shaking until it fucking stopped. You feel me? Like I'm just like, bro. This shit is not cool. And I was telling my, like, bro, being on psychedelics and, like, having a bad trip will literally have you saying, I'm never doing drugs again. I swear to God. Even weed, it'll be like, bro, I don't even want to smoke weed no more. Woke up the next day, it was like, no, you're stupid.
Yeah, I've literally never, ever felt like any of that. But I also have felt like when I was tripping that I was like, what if my brain's just like this now? Like they talk about when you do too much and I sure just did a lot. So like maybe my brain, maybe I'll be like this every day. But also then the next thought I have is I'm like, but I like being like this. That's why I just spent $30. So let's go. If I'm like this forever, then I'm saving $30 every day.
I don't know if I would want to be like that all the time though. Like even when like the other day I took acid and I'm like, this shit's lasting too long. I hate it.
No way. No way. Acid's fun and it doesn't last long enough. You're wrong. The acid isn't lasting too long. You're not having fun for long enough. You need to change how you're like, you know what I mean? You need to change how you're enjoying it. You're not enjoying it the whole time. That's on you. That's not on. Don't blame drugs. Drugs have always made everybody have fun.
But I think I've just done too much acid in like the last 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta give it some time. The longer you give it in between goes, the better. So I hear that.
It gets dark. I'm not gonna lie. It gets real dark.
Well, if you're not having fun, you shouldn't be doing that drug anymore for a long time. That's a good indicator to not do any drug. As soon as it's not fun, you got to just hit the pause button on that for a little bit.
I definitely took a break and just like, I'm just selling it now. Well, I mean, I'm not selling whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
I just don't want to say that online. That's all I don't want to do. Is I don't want to say that out loud.
It's okay. We'll strike it from the record.
No. Just keep it there, just in case I do get some sales for this, which I probably won't. But
I just like everybody to forget what they just heard, and we'll move on from that.
No, yeah, bro. Yeah, that's like literally the only time I've ever felt too high. I've never felt too high of anything else. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If anything, I wasn't high enough.
I like it. That's the right attitude to have. I'm here for that. It sounds like you got a good drug head on your shoulders. You know what you got the right attitude.
Yeah. Like psychedelics just get weird. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's making your brain into an egg, and you just got to be an egg. Like you just got to be an egg.
I fucking watched Wednesday the other night on some acid, and oh yeah, I told you. I was
talking to you while you were doing it. Yeah, I was like, this is a mistake, bro. The monster in that show's scary. Be careful.
And you were 100% right. I literally told my friend that today.
I was like, yo, nobody told me, and I was watching this shit like, yo, what the fuck? So like, if you're on scary drugs, you're about to be scared, bro. And then like 20 minutes later, you were like, you were not joking. You were not joking about any of that.
Fucking creepy, dude. It's like he turned around and it was mostly his face. Like the body and everything. I'm just like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. And as soon as he turned around, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, terrifying.
But all right, man. Yeah, that was my shroom story.
Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Have a great time on shrooms every time. All right, brother. I'm gonna tap in with you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Pull up next weekend. It's my birthday. Pull up. I know you don't. Yeah. Oh, he hung up. See, now he has to come because he didn't have time to say no. Next weekend is my birthday, so we'll do some kind of birthday episode, but that'll be next Friday. We can't plan a topic a week in advance, but it's coming. My birthday's coming up, so think about that. It's literally not important to anyone else but me, so don't maybe think about it, but it was a lazy summer night. Fuck you, I'm not reading that shit. You can't start a story like that. Yo, when I first started smoking weed, the drive-through was like my absolute enemy when I first started smoking weed. I could not make it in that shit. I would like be ready to freak the fuck out. Like I'd be like, I wouldn't know what to order, or I would say the wrong thing. One time I was trying to order a McChicken and a McDouble so I could put them together and eat a McGangbang, and I just kept saying, a McGangbang, give me a McGangbang, please. Said it like 4 times. She was like, what? And I was like, please, I kept saying it. And then whoever, I don't remember who I was even in the car with. It might have been Taj. I don't remember. They're like, you're saying gangbang. And I was like, oh, a McDouble, please. And also a McChicken. But also they should know. They should know what it is. People make that there every day. They know what the fuck going on. It was a hot night in August. Birthday stream should be worst birthday stories. I'm sure everybody's had bad birthdays. I'm sure people have more bad birthdays than good ones. So I'm sure if I do bad birthdays, that's going to have to be a good stream. Smoking a lot of, I smoked one blunt and my mouth's so dry. I've been constantly drinking in this episode. That's how it's going to have to go. Go ahead and call in. Tell me about when you got too high. Shout out 540-583-4464. Call in and tell me when you got too stoned. Sconed to the bone. It's 6 bad shroom tricks. No idea. Take the show to the streets, outside nightclubs, talking to. There's too much man on the street content. There's absolutely too much guy with a microphone content. I'm going to sit my ass down in this courtroom and make people come to me because there's too much of that. Like maybe if 3 years ago, if I'd started doing this, sure, we could take it to the streets, but it's played out already now. Nobody's on the court show. Not even Judge Joe Brown is doing a show anymore. So what are we talking about? Even the People's Court bitch is out. So here we are. You remember Kyle's back tattoo? I don't. I remember Kyle's like one of the only other persons I know that has tattoos that make me laugh. Most people's tattoos aren't funny, and I like tattoos that are funny, and I remember Kyle has funny tattoos. All right, let me open this shit back up for Reddit. Sorry. It's the reason I never go to Taco Bell at the night shift. They never fuck up my food occasionally. Yo, I get so mad when these fools are high at work when I try to go somewhere. Because I'm really high when I am fucking talking to them and I'm trying to get my high shit out. If we're both high, nothing's gonna get done right. If I'm high, this fool helping me at Taco Bell better be getting high after he makes my shit. He better be like, once this dude leaves, I'm going to go get high in my car. Not before, because I need one of us to have our wits about us to make this fucking taco, bro. Kind of the other side of the story. One morning I was getting picked up by my uncle for a ride to the airport at like 5:45. This is 10 years ago. This is when Uber was just starting out. You still needed rides from family to the airport. People still do that, but it's rare. I had my homie come pick me up at the airport the other day, but I just returned a car there. I didn't even fly in. I was very tired, so I just hobbled to the first car I saw on the street, which happened to be the same color and basic shape as my uncle's. Oh, bro, I've gotten in the wrong car like this before. Passenger seat, as my brain starts to articulate the oddly powerful smell of potent weed, I look over and see some dude staring in. So this one got in the wrong car and some guy was in his car getting high at like 6 a.m. Damn. I got into the wrong car, fully into the wrong car at Round Table Pizza once. I just smoked a blunt by myself in my bedroom. I went to go pick up a pizza. I took the girl I was dating's car and I parked it. Like just right in front of the fucking Round Table. I go out, I get my pizza, I get into the car and I look down. Everything is wrong, but like my brain doesn't put it together at first. I put the pizza down in the seat. Like I didn't register with, like I was like, that's not right. And then I was like, what the fuck is happening? I couldn't put together that I was in the wrong fucking car, bro. So I just fucking got out, closed the door, got in my own car. And then somebody was like looking at me and I was like, yo, crazy, right? And then I just got in my car and left. Like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I don't think that was it. One time my best friend and I got really high and wanted some McDonald's. This other friend let us borrow a fairly new Prius to get there. We were both Stone Age cars. We both own Stone Age cars, so it was basically like getting into a motherfucking spaceship. That's funny. We somehow turned the windshield wipers, could not figure out how to get them to turn off. We were freaking out because it was over 90 degrees with no chance of rain. Yo, when you turn the windshield wipers on and it's completely dry, it makes such a scary noise that you're like, am I breaking them? Is it going to break my shit? First of all, like, you should never be paranoid that the people at the McDonald's know you're high. Everybody they see is either high or busy. They hate everyone coming to eat food there just the same. So you can be as high as you want and they can just deal with it. Don't ever feel bad about that. Worked the opening shift at McDonald's. We'd have people 3:30 a.m. higher than the moon. Yo, McDonald's breakfast is always the best thing you can eat. Like, if it's available, go eat it. You're not going to have a better breakfast than that. Go get McDonald's breakfast, please. I implore you. 540-583-4464. Call in while I read through this Reddit shit. This thread is dog shit. Let's being stoned in public story, too high story. Here we go. I don't know if this belongs here, but I went to a 2-day Dave Matthews Band concert. Sounds cool, dude. For my friends, we brought enough weed for 5 days. Then we only stayed for 2 days, so we smoked a lot of weed. Enough weed for 5 days is no less than, like, it would have to be more than 2 ounces of weed. And that, like, that's for me. If I'm bringing weed for everybody, you'd have to have a QP. There'd need to be like at least an ounce of weed per diem, perhaps. I think that's not crazy. My friend Tim's girlfriend doesn't like him smoking. He was texting her and asked her what time she had lacrosse practice in a text message. Got to the campground, he replied 3 to 5. Are you high? First of all, like, when your girlfriend doesn't like that you're smoking weed, she thinks you're high all the time. Everybody's girlfriend thinks they're a fucking idiot. So if your girlfriend knows you're high and she doesn't like that you're high, anytime you're stupid, which is all the time to her, she's gonna think you're high. So that's just how it goes. If your girlfriend doesn't like that you get high, you're fucked. Like, it's fucked. And also, whenever my girlfriend has always not like that I'm high, I've always been high all the time. Because I like to be high like that. So fucking deal with it. You know what I mean? My wife doesn't give a shit. That's how it works. You know, you just gotta find. Got too high, man. I like went on a kick of doing like really, really strong edibles, like at least 1,000 milligrams. They have these 1,000 milligram chocolate covered Oreos in town. Also Andy's Candies. Shout out to Andy's Candies. And they will fuck you up. I've shared them with Mario and I've also eaten both myself. I gave Tasha one bite of like a little piece of the chocolate off this Oreo. She had to call into work the next day. Like, these shits were so strong. So it was unnecessary, but like we would buy them for like special occasions or like birthdays and shit. Oh, it was so fun. I know that I have a story where also this has happened several times where I will do an edible and have to go grocery shopping. Like, I have been high out of my fucking like brains at Winco and just like my face down on the cart. Like I'm just miserable. Like, please, can we please finish and leave? Please. Call in. Tell me about when you got too high. Don't let me ramble forever. It's funny. My eyes look like I'm very high right now since I don't have my sunglasses on. You guys always see me with the sunglasses on, so I don't know if you know I always look like a fucking idiot because I'm so high on this stream. These are all replies to one fucking thing. One time my friend couldn't find his phone. His mom was calling and texting him on mine, trying to get a hold of him. He found the phone, but apparently forgot. And he proceeded to text his mom, "Hey mom, sorry, I can't find my phone." Yeah, a classic. A classic. Looking for your phone while it's in your hand. That's a daily thing for me. Oh shit, this is a new Reddit thread. Let's go. We've not read anything newer than like a 9-year-old Reddit thread anytime I've done this shit. So Tucson, Arizona. How does he fucking say it? I love when Laszlo says Arizona on What We Do in the Shadows. Driving across the country, I was in Arizona, marveling at the desert. First time I had been in the desert, I was mesmerized by the creepy, vast, and beautiful landscape. The desert's not cool, and if you think it's cool, you're not cool. I wanted to always remember that beauty. See, they suck. I didn't need to read one more sentence to know this dude fucking sucks. This, you put your phone in the holder on the dashboard. So I recorded the drive through the petrified forest. Who's that for? When are you ever going to watch that? If you send that to one person, I hope they drive to where you are and hit you. Who's that for? If you watch that again, you need to be seen by a doctor. Either way, if you try to force people to watch that or you watch that yourself, something's wrong with you. You don't ever need to record a trip that you're driving through like a forest. Fuck you, bro. That's so lame. Guess what? I don't even need to hear the rest of this guy's story. Thought the helicopter was a SWAT team coming for me and my friends. That's funny. Yo, the fucking police helicopters around like pretty regularly where I live. So like, obviously they've never come for me, but like it would probably sound just the same if they did because they're trying to get somebody like down the street. It gets scary. I get it. I get being scared. I'm high and I hear the police helicopter and it scares me. There's no reason for it to, but it does. Driving home, there was a cop like 15 cars ahead of me. I was way in the back. His lights went on. I immediately pulled over. He zoomed off in the distance. I waited there for a few minutes and thought I got away because I stopped moving. That's so funny. I have pulled over when I've just seen a cop because I want them to go around me. That has gotten me pulled over twice when I like first started driving. But I also first started driving when I was like 18 or 19. So that I was not young enough for that to be an excuse. Like I was fucking dumb. Like I was just like, maybe if I pull over, this fool will go around me. But guess what? If you pull over for no reason in front of a cop, he will take that as a reason to pull you over and just pull up right behind you. It happened twice. It happened just because I panicked. It's been my instinct to try to do it again and I've stopped myself. It's a really dumb thing and all I can do is hope that you don't do it too. Other day I ate 2 strong edibles by mistake. So right away, do we have to assume he ate 2 strong edibles as he typed it? Or like, were the edibles too strong? Like, I'm assuming he made a typo. Like, why would he say I don't know. Why would he say by mistake? You don't eat 2 edibles on accident. You eat edibles that are too strong on accident, but that's the wrong two. Thought they were the weaker ones. Yes. So he did mean TOO. Son of a bitch. Thought they were the weaker ones I had sitting around. Weirdly, I didn't get insanely high. I was fairly baked, but not wigging out. But the next morning I got up and I was still high. Went to go to work like that. And I have to present this clean image where I work. I was laughing my ass off at some stupid shit. I tried to play it off like I have a fever. I took some medicine that made me loopy. Explaining it makes it so much worse. If you're acting sus and you're like, oh, I'm just feeling sick, I guess, like that's way worse than they're like, this dude's fucking on drugs. Or you're like, at best, they hope you're smoking weed. And nobody at work hopes you're smoking weed. I've been stoned since 13. I don't feel normal without smoking, but I prefer to smoke before I go to the store because it helps. Yeah, I get super high all day, and I get exceptionally high when I'm on this show, but yes, I agree with everything you say. You hit the nail on the head with that one. But also at the same time, I have put myself in situations where I've gotten too high. Another time, I've been to like a bunch of I've been to like 2 big weed conventions, 3 actually. That's not 3. I've been to 3 really big like weed cons or whatever. I don't know what you would even call it. But like the first time I was at like a giant dab show at the Cow Palace, I think is where it was at. And Mario and I went and we would like smoke weed and dab all the time. Like it was nothing super new to us, but like you could just walk up and do free dabs at like every booth. There was places that sold dabs and they would give you as many free dabs as you wanted. And so we did like multiple dabs at multiple booths and we were fucking so high. Like we both recognized that as a day where we got higher than we've ever been. And then we kept getting that high for a long time. Like he brought it up to me today when I said I was doing this show. So like, we saw somebody completely slumped over, just threw up all over a seating area, and they'd already thrown up and fallen asleep by the time we found them. Another time I went with my friend and his dad to a weed show, and we were in the food court eating lunch, and I just saw some dude who was sitting there just start throwing up all over the table in the food court, bro. He could not stop. His friends got up and left him, and he was just... Nobody came to help him, and we also didn't leave because we were far enough away to just watch, but I was so stoked that it happened while I was watching. And then I don't have a story where I got too high at the 3rd weed show, but I was pretty high. It was just, that one's not part of the story. This happened to me literally last week. Friend of my brother had given me a couple pot brownies. He gave me 2 of them. Yo, that's what couple. When you call it pot, that's a bad sign already. You're not experienced enough to eat edibles if you call it pot. Like edibles are stronger than smoking weed. And if you're saying pot, you should just go smoke some grass and hang out for a little bit. That's more your speed and you'll have a better time. If you're calling it pot brownies, you're going to be fucking scared and you might go to the ER. Like, cause you won't need to, but just cause you're scared. That night I decided to eat one. They were relatively small, just chill in my room and wait for it to kick in so I could have a good night and relax. Well, about 2.5 hours in, hit me full force. I started to have a panic attack. Called it. Full on hyperventilating and sweating. Didn't want to reach out to anyone because the only other person awake was my mother, and I didn't particularly want her to know how I ate the edible. That's so, it sucks. Like, as the best thing somebody could do is say, hey, you're fine. You're just high. Nothing bad's happening to you. You're just high. But also you have to regrettably talk to someone and tell them your problem to do that. And that's like the worst thing you can do. Nobody wants to do that. Well, so I had to deal with it alone. That's the right choice. You should deal with it alone and not hit anybody up. Just write it out. You're not going to die. You're not going to die. So just write it out. Was freaking out, basically ended up curled up on the floor by my dresser and thought I was gonna die. I was so high. Eventually ended up sleeping it off. But man, see? They just had to go to sleep. That's it. That's the moral of every too high story. Just go to bed. Some people will be like, drink a big ass glass of milk or whatever the fuck, but just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. So many times I smoke, I've had a major panic attack. I mean, if getting high gave me a panic attack, that would not stop me from getting high again. So I get the heart behind this dude's post, but fuck. Only old timers, cops, and newbies call it pot. Yeah, it's not the fucking 70s, dude. But the worst one, so many times I smoked, I've had major panic attacks, but the worst one, I had thought there were giant ants crawling up the wall by the bathroom. This dude's smoking meth. Like if you're smoking weed that's making you think there's bugs crawling around, like something's happened and it's just to you. Like there's no way anybody put anything crazy in your weed. You're just freaking out because you suck. Like that's the only answer. That's the only answer, bro. I will say that I'm high all the time and I'll like flick something off my leg. Like I'll feel like just like a little leg hair move or something and I'll junk like a bug's on me. So like I get a little bit, but not like think ants are attacking me. That's a bit extreme. It's probably exactly the same thing and I'm just being an asshole. Had this happen in a stranger's apartment. Yes. Part of smoking weed, especially when you first start smoking weed, is smoking weed in a weird place with weird people. You're at like some weird dude's apartment getting high. The first time I did a dab was some dude I hadn't seen in like 7 years. That I went to school with for like 1 or 2 years. And I tried to do a dab and I put his wax on like the side of the nail and he got so mad. I got like a tiny little dab. And I was like, oh, my bad. Can I try another one? He was like, nah. And I was like, okay, word. Like, you end up, I've always loved smoking weed and I've many times not had monies. So like I would go smoke with dudes that I like would probably not be hanging out with if they didn't have a bunch of weed. I don't do that anymore. And I haven't done that since I was like 20 or like very young. But like it's happened. Like you go hang out with people who are fucking weird or just kind of lame just because they're like, hey man, you want to come smoke like 6 bowls at my mom's house? And I'm like, fuck me, I do actually want to do that. Let's do it, bro. That was a harsh transition from laughing to nothing, like Kanye. Going to prom. Ooh, doing edibles and going to prom, that sounds tight. Somebody for sure freaked out. There's like a 0% chance that nobody freaked out. I was in trouble like 1-2 words into that sentence. Going to prom, me and my friends dated some girls in another town, so they planned to get a little high before we showed up to pick them up. Shitty limo. Just riding together. Right before we were all going, everyone backed out. So just me and this kid who sold it to us. That's crazy. They could have sold him the weed? So we take a quick drive around everybody. So it's just 2 dudes in a limo. That's a bummer. I mean, you're going to prom. You're still going to have fun. It's the most potent shit I've ever smoked. Smoking weed with the dude that sold you the weed is whack. I've sold people weed. I've bought weed a million times. Even if they ask if you want to smoke, say no and go home and smoke the weed you just bought. It's not a fun way to catch a free little buzz. It's always awkward. It never goes good. Don't do it. Don't smoke weed with the guy who sold you that shit. Just don't. They don't let you smoke weed at the dispensary. It's not because it's like some law, like they don't let you drink at the liquor store. It's because you shouldn't smoke weed with the people who sold that shit to you. They're weird. Don't do it. And I say that with love. I love the people I've always bought weed from. I love the people who've bought weed from me. They shouldn't be smoking weed with me, and I shouldn't be smoking weed with them. Don't do it. Go home. Anyways, we're leaving and I realized my eyes are stop sign red. I was trying to play it off. As we pulled up, we figured the girls would be chilling and we just find them with weed, so no big deal. Nope, all three sets of parents are out front in the lawn taking pictures and shit. Oh, you were surprised they wanted to take pictures before. Oh, some lights just went out. I think it looks okay though. Yeah, of course their parents want to take prom pictures, bro. I look super high on my prom pictures because I was, so I feel for these dudes, but your lame high school girlfriend's gonna get mad about that. That's just how it goes. It's a rite of passage. You gotta just deal with that one. Fun times with friends turned into a rooftop adventure. Learned my limits that night. That means his limits was like 2 hits on a joint and a ladder, which is good. That means he'll probably never break his legs doing something stupid. Like he's monitoring himself. I'm here for that. Took 30 Adderalls and ran through my neighbor's sliding glass door. It was closed. Man. I think he's kidding, but that's funny. He's definitely joking. Oh, shit. It's true. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. I've been fucking sitting here like this whole time, be like, I've never been fucking too high. Like, I can't fucking contribute anything. And then it fucking hit me, like, when you started talking about, like, the dude on the fucking roof being like, I just took 2 hits and fucking couldn't go down a ladder. Like, dude, the first time I, like, really fucking smoked weed, it was actually, like, the 3rd time that I smoked weed, but it was, like, the first time I, like, went over fucking to my buddy's house after school had let out, like, for summer vacation. It was the first day of summer vacation. I fucking rode my bike to his house, and he's like, man, I made a bong out of a fucking, like a Pepsi 2-liter bottle. I was like, fuck yeah, I didn't even know you could fucking do that because I didn't know shit about it at the time. And then so fucking, we fucking started hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And then his other buddy comes over after a couple hours, and fucking they make some other like big ass pipe out of a couple 2 liters, like an even bigger fucking one. And we just keep fucking smoking and smoking. I remember going through his like kitchen and being like, oh yeah, we need some fucking food, and like found some snacks and shit. And that was the last thing. I don't remember. Oh, actually, you know what? I do remember. I fucking rode my bike home and had my dad made some like double bacon cheeseburgers for dinner. I was like, that's fucking dope. I'm high as shit.
That's so lucky. Yeah.
And fucking, dude, I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember the next day. Like, completely don't remember the next day. And it wasn't until like the day after that like in the evening I was taking a shower, and it was like a snap of consciousness where you just fucking come to and you're like, holy shit, what the fuck, where am I? I was just at my friend's house, and like I started to realize, I got out of the shower, I was like, holy fuck, it's like Wednesday. I went over to his house on Monday. What the fuck happened?
That's crazy. That's a long time to be out of it. Like, that's a long time to lose track.
No shit. I had never experienced that like before, and definitely not like after. So I don't know if it was some shit was like maybe laced with something, but I don't know. This was like 15 years ago.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy to smoke some crazy weed that fucking put you out for a couple of days. You were running around brushing your teeth and shit. You know what I mean? You were going about your day.
Yeah, like, I mean, I couldn't tell you what I did the Tuesday, like that whole fucking day that I lost, or
Nothing
fucking
productive.
anything coming up to when I was taking a shower. But it really was like a snap. Like, I fucking buckled in my shower. I was like, what the fuck? Where am I? How did I get here?
That's wild. That's pretty good. I mean, that probably hasn't happened to everybody. That's a long time to lose it. So to tie this in,
No,
were you hoping that if someone was filming what you were doing, they could play back what, like, did you think you could get that time back if you were being monitored?
I mean, I'd like to know what the fuck I was doing, because, I mean, was I just laying in bed playing fucking video games? Like, none of my
Very
friends had
likely.
fucking heard from me, so nobody knew.
Nobody knew. You could have had a whole set of
Nobody
adventures.
fucking knew what
It's a
happened.
mystery to everyone.
Yeah, they're like, we don't fucking know. We didn't fucking hear from you. I'm like, that's not the answer I'm looking for.
Nah, man, I was in a hole. I don't know.
It was like a K-hole, but with weed. That lasted for
You know
2.5
what? Like,
fucking
I
3
would
days.
honestly, if I knew that we did that to me every time, I would do it a lot still. Like, that's the desired effect. Like, that's maybe as high as you could have wanted to get. Like, you did it. You did it.
That's true, yeah. And then ever since then, it's just, I can never reach that fucking feeling again. That's why I first started drinking tequila, because I was like, tequila will make me black the fuck out. I love this.
Yeah. That's funny. People would say that's a dangerous way to think, but like I'm here for it.
Nah, man, you know at this point, I like to get fucked up.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, man, fucking just glad I fucking thought of one to fucking contribute. Like, I can't believe I didn't think of that sooner.
Yeah, perfect. That's getting a lot too high, probably. I would say so. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man, well, I'm gonna keep watching you, man.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too.
Why is it my instinct to salute like that? Like, the easy answer is because I myself am very high. Like, but man. I once got so high stories. Let's check that out. I once got so high, I blew on my shower to try to cool it off. Then nothing happened. I was super shocked it didn't work. This was like a year ago when I just started. I used to really like smoking while the shower was running. Like, I would run a hot shower and then smoke in the bathroom and then hop in. Cause you'd like really bake in there. Some people. What's up, Stu? How's it going? Stu Turn. That's pretty funny. How's it going? New comp on YouTube, new comp on Facebook dropped yesterday. It's already at like 100K on Facebook, which is cool. 100K is good for a day. I'm here for that. Hopefully it keeps going. Also, I almost have another new comp ready. I posted a fucking Bam Margera meme that was a screenshot of like a Unilad post, like a regular ass social media post. And I got reported on Facebook and they restricted me, my fucking subscriber shit. They restricted me on all kinds of shit for like at least for posting shit for like 12 hours. But also, I don't know how long my fucking monetization shit will be fucked up. So hopefully there should be a subscriber comp. If they don't let me post subscriber comp, I'll have to figure something else out. But another new comp is coming, is all that to say. Good, man. They call that a Hawaiian hot box. Yeah, there it is. I've also heard it called a Jamaican shower, but that might be a racial term. Now that I've said it out loud on the internet, that might be racist now that I'm thinking about it. I've also run like a hot shower way too long at my friend's house and like a fucking picture fell off the wall and like I touched the wall and fucking paint came off on my and I was like, oh, glad I'm not in my house. Whoopsie. I hear a baby crying out there. One time, me and my buddy tossed a pizza into the oven and headed outside to spark up. We decided to go for a blunt walk. 10 minutes into it, one of us remembered we put the pizza in and it sprinted the whole way to the house. The pizza was fine. We never turned the oven on. That's how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna go help the baby real quick. It is now my problem. No. Sounds like got handled. Deal with it. Still, let's keep it rolling. 540-583-4464. Call in and tell me a time you got too high. These are all pretty pretty easy. Nothing bad's happened to anybody. I'm glad we haven't heard a sad story yet. Once got so high I ordered a pizza. And being as stoned as I was, I clicked no sauce. Damn, without noticing. Basically ate dough with cheese. That doesn't sound horrible. I would rather eat dough with cheese than fucking dough and sauce. Like, ordering it without cheese is way worse than ordering it without sauce. My fridge didn't eat it the next. Didn't even notice till the next day. That's. All right, I'll be right back. Yo. God damn it. So call in. Somebody call in and I'll be right back. We'll take a short recess.